In this video of the Better Photography Weekly Challenge, we will be discussing the winners and honorable mentions of the contest Shades of Blue. Our judge and mentor is Abeer Khan. She is a filmmaker and photographer based in Mumbai. She tries to accentuate the relationship between the character and its space. Most of her work is across mediums, letting the story pick its format. She adds, if a story fits within a frame, I photograph it. If the story miss out of it, then I try to film it. Her work has been published in Scroll, Homegrown, Platform, Better Photography, and the National Geographic. Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for always introducing me with such an elaborate way. Thanks.
So, can you please tell us what you felt about all the entries that you saw?
Yes. They quite lived up to my expectation. Especially the winners and the honorable mentions, of course, because like I said in the previous video also, that blue itself holds a lot of emotions in the spectrum. So just like that, in the images as well, there was like shades of power, freedom. There was curiosity. There was empathy. There was devotion as well. So all that holds into the spectrum of blue, and there's one thing besides the color blue, there was one thing which was trying the entire series of selection was that it left me wanting for more. So even the winners and the honorable mentions, वो वहाँ तक बात खत्म नहीं हुई थी. I just wanted to know what happened next. So that's what I have to say about the selections and the honorable mentions. Neeraj Ram, New Delhi. I really like this. So so just to start off with it, I live with my father who's also a photographer, so I have taken his suggestions also, and his selections also. I really liked it, but what my father had to say about this is that this is um, this is very common, because I think it's Taj Mahal, right?
Yeah, it is Taj Mahal.
It's Taj Mahal, right? But it's a very common image, and I think he's cropped it to that side. What I really liked about it is that it's been projected in a mucky, smudgy way, almost like a painting. However, again, the content of it was very common, so I like the idea of it. But yes, I I mean, this is again, like I said, it's just leaving me to want more and want to know more what's going to happen in the picture. It's almost like a start of the film. There's this entire pitch which is at the background, and the foreground is also amazing. They're just going to break open uh, into a play and into a hard hitting performance, and it's just like a start of the film. So that's what I really liked about it, that it just, it's starting a conversation, it's starting a new excitement about the entire idea of the content of the photo. Sreejith. Okay, this is my personal favorite. I really liked it. I really genuinely liked it. um, what I like the most about it is, I when I just look by the first look of it, it comes appears as a very positive photo. It appears a feel good photograph. I wish I could have this and hang it in my living room, because you're looking at the droplets, and through the droplets there's a person who's actually appearing out of it, and it just gives me a very hopeful, to make to quote a cliche thing, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's what I really like about it. And of course there's blue and the droplets which are also, um, the droplets which are also having each color which is a the same color with a different shade. I think is this a fair? Is this a I think this is a local fair, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and to me, this vehicle appears like uh, right from the circle, the well of death, Maut Ka Kuaa aata hai, because there's a boat here and there's this, and now it's standing, now it's parked at a very tranquil, very solitude space, and there's a burst of blue, the upper half of the frame, and the warmth here. So again, the contrasting colors, and I really like that it's not the car is giving its own position there. And it's a very quiet moment. I think it's from the shot. It's a fair shot. It's from a mela, local mela. That's what I think. Suvajit Mukherjee. Um, I'll tell you what I don't like about this picture. I don't like the editing of this picture. I think the contrasts are too, too much, and the shadows are also played along. Um, Colors and festivals speak for themselves, so we don't have to. For me, we don't have to edit that much. However, what I really like about the picture is the devotion of the girl, and she's almost like, her, you can see what's happening to her and how devoted she appears, and that's I like the content of it. I like the way it's composed. I like also the gimmick that he's overturned it, but I wish it was edited well. Uh, this is a very I really like it because it's a very rare find in Mumbai. You can't just find like two horses and then you can't find anybody there. It's a rare photo, at least for a Mumbai car. Also, the horses and this endless landscape and sea. It gives a very tranquil feeling to it. Um, yes, that's all. Hanif, Hanif Tadvi. I spectacular, amazing composition. It's very well composed, and every movement is falling for itself, and it just um, can you see the child at the left? He's almost dragging the feet, and it's all fitting in the rule of thirds, and you know even the momentum, the how the hands are being crossed against each other. Fantastic, fantastic. Viraj Nayar. I think for me this photo is blue. Um, the shades of blue because the way it's reflecting the inner healing of those two people inside the room, the way those it just feels very together. It feels that they're recovering or maybe healing and growing as a perhaps couple or a friend, whatever you want to name it. This is actually an apt photo for Shades of Blue. I also just want to say it aloud that the toaster and the tiles, if all the propping is spot on. I really like it, especially the toaster. Oh, okay. So um, I think it's holding all the shades of blue. It's very evident. It's right there in front of you, and also it's hiding something. There's a little bit of illusion work which is also going on. You don't know if it's caving in or caving out, and I think it's a nice juxtaposition. It's good to have a, it's, and you know what? To if you look at it in certain way, it looks like a key from a keyboard. That's how the light comes in, and yeah, it's a cool picture. It's a cool picture.
It's actually caving in. I saw the JPEG. and it's a part of a building, and this was the only part that was there was no wall or window. It was just this open space, and there was this safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like a key from a keyboard, almost slanting like that. Cool picture. Soubik Debnath. इसको इस फोटोग्राफ को देख के माय फादर सेड कि ऐसी सोसाइटी में प्यार सिर्फ अंडर वाटर ही किया जाता है. So I like the looming society, almost like they're encroaching their space, the couple's space. I like how she's maintaining the poise, her posture. Also, there's a contrast of the colors there, and yeah, that's about it. It's a good photograph. I mean, it's almost like the society is having a voyeuristic outlook to it. वहाँ से वो झांक रहे हैं, so they have found their space underneath the water. I like it. Mallika Rajkumar. Mallika, see, when I was really young, like 20, 21, I had these paint coming off from my walls. And I used to wake up, and this was the first thing I used to see. And after that, I used to start finding, जो हम बादल में करते हैं, we used to start finding faces and all that. And that's called pareidolia. And that's what I did here. When I first looked at it, no, it appeared to me, I'm now going to go a little graphic, but it appeared to me like birds being shot. They're like birds were shot in the sky. So there's a blue sky and there's blue bird. That is me. But I really like it. It connects with me very well. It's contrast. It's a simple picture, but it gives out a very, it's very impactful. And yeah, that's it. हम बचपन में डक हंट खेलते थे,
Yeah.
and you actually point a gun and then there's a blood splatter there. That's how it looks to me. Okay. Um, so now we are coming Romana Mukherjee. Now we are coming to the feel of the color blue again with the weather. So there's the fight, and he's just about to, crash land on him, and he's guarding his position. So I think it's a very good moment and good composition. I like the misty backdrop. Um, however, I feel that throughout it wouldn't have been blue. So if there was some colors here, ज़रूरी नहीं है हमको हर चीज़ blue कर देना, even if it's not blue. I think the grass could have had its own color. That's all. That's the only comment I have. So gradation जो है वो ज़रूरी नहीं है आप blue में रखो. But if that's what the color was that time, so I'm okay. Fahim Sayed, I guess this is a rally. I think either it's a protest, or I would like to think that it's a protest um, because I like to have that idea that such a large group can have a peaceful protest, and their body language, the light which is falling um, on their clothes, all of this is giving out a very peaceful yet a very sturdy and keeping your stand kind of a feel to the entire photo. Vivek Raj Singh. Um, so I think this photo is self-explanatory. The way the hand is coming amongst the million light up houses and places, it's trying to reach out, and also the barren tree. So there's this three layers of the photograph, three layers to the photographs, and it's almost like you're trying to reach out. Of course, the contrast of the warmth and the blue stands out. It's quite striking. Suman Chopra Surya. I think it's a very feel good photo. It's just the mood of the picture. The blue, but the blue is a very comforting color. If it's around, it's not going to reflect a lot of light. It will absorb a lot of light actually, and it's going to cool you down. So that's what I feel while looking at this picture. It's just like it's very vacation like. It's giving me like there's a breeze coming out from the window. Also, um, also the window is opening out. There's some kind of mystery to it. I don't know. Nilufar, what do you say? There's grills and there's a window opening out also. So it's almost like only certain part of the view is visible to you.
I quite like the fact that there is green popping out in the foreground and right at the background. Besides that, everything else is shades of blue.
Correct, correct. Pallavi Shelokar. Um, there's इस आर्किटेक्चर को कुछ बोलते हैं ना?
I have
It's called. It's a, one second. This architecture.
rooftops,
There
you
was a
mean?
moment. Huh?
Rooftops, you mean?
Bauhaus. Bauhaus. Yes. There was this movement of architecture, the Bauhaus movement, and there was just cement and blocks of buildings. That's what it reminded me. And over the cement to project a shadow of two, the cat and I think it's the girl holding the cat. So project a living being. I quite like the idea. Also, the expanse of the sky. I wish this photo was not edited. Like the sky was left by itself. Like जरूरी नहीं था उसको इतना edit करना. Um, the rest looks nice. I like the composition. Vaibhav Hiwase. This for me is an iconic retirement colony or maybe a colony shot, which when you're looking out of the window and there's a small car there, lush green trees. I wish the photo was not edited so much. It's too HDR-ish, too, the shadows have been tweaked a lot. But the blue pops up and it has its own tale to say. Also, just look, it gives out a feel that it's a very it's a Mumbai shot because it just rained. You can see a little bit of water at the puddle and in the puddle and trees a little bit. So I like the feel of it. I wish it was less edited. Deepro Biswas, Kolkata. It's coming from Kolkata. I'm not really shocked, but because women are quite upholded as it's a matriarchal society. But uh, uh, but that it's just going to this girl and of the entire blue backdrop. Okay, the frame divided into two, and his posture is at ease. He's not he doesn't want to move much and his face is almost touching the ground, so it's a very striking moment. And I really like the curl of her hair, which is giving a very distinct character to the woman. Sunalika Sinha, Mumbai. I think out of all the selections, this photo stands out because it's not street, it's not your regular documentary. It's more like techno modern. Gives a very, because blue also stands out for that. When you see in the films and last stuff, blue stands for technology, blue stands for modernity. So I quite like it. And again वो नीचे जो stripes हैं, it just feels that the man is being uploaded. I don't know. That's what I felt. It's being uploaded. अभी वो थोड़ा पूरा होने वाला है.
It does have a neo-noir kind of effect because of the
Yeah,
lights.
yeah. There's neon. Yeah, it's just like it gives you a graphic element. It's being, the man is being वो लोग क्या करते हैं? It's being
Plus,
processed actually.
plus, there are so many lines, like so many lines. You just look at it and then you can see it. And then there
Yeah.
is this one curvy aspect of that person standing there. Otherwise, they're all straight lines.
I like the composition. Good composition. Very good composition. Dr. Ashish Shri Mumbai. Um, Very thought-provoking photograph. This woman is sleeping on debris, and also the flowers in the bed. I think they're flowers, or maybe the texture is almost yellow, and she's wearing blue. Um, I think for me, blue is actually truly represented in this photograph. Um, when I said in my um, when I said in the earlier video that I just don't want to see a blue wall, and I want to actually see the subjects imbibing blue. This is what I meant. I think this holds a very prominent place in the series. Suman Chopra Surya, oh, what a beautiful composition! I really like it, and I'm really happy that she didn't edit it much. I mean, she could have, other people would have done so much editing to it, but I like the way it is, and it's beautiful. And more often than not, we try to um, catch glances of such pretty feet जो लड़कियां ऐसे relax कर रही हैं. I wish I could take this picture actually. Yeah, good composition. I like it, and also like it's blue everywhere. The backdrop is blue. She's relaxing. She's wearing blue. There's comfort to the picture, and comfort after traveling a lot. So सफर के बाद की जो थकान है that is coming across in this picture. सौमित्री चौधरी कोलकाता. This photograph makes me visit this photograph makes me want to visit this place. I mean, I wish I was there. Um, I like I like how the guiding lines of the road is leading towards the man taking the picture, and there's a pink umbrella. Um, yeah, it's a good photograph. It's a good feeling actually.
A part of me thinks there's going to be a UFO invasion because of the way the lights are.
Yes,
And like
I
the
was
fact
actually
that they
thinking.
don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to say that, but I thought it'll be too far-fetched. But then, there's also like a human figure which is looming in that
Hmm.
halo. It gives a figure which is just looming and watching. Good picture. So here are the winners. So camera category, third prize is Sreejith. Um, like I said, I really like the picture. It gives me a very positive feeling because this person is standing at the end of just like the end of the beach, and each raindrop is reflecting different shades of blue, and the picture actually holds together like its composition wise, feel wise, element wise. So the entire photograph is putting putting things together, and making it come across as a shade of blue. Viraj, second prize. Yeah, so the propping is very nice. I really like it. I like how the tiling is, like how it's edited actually. It's not much played around with. He has kept it very simple. And the tiling is also reflective. It just feels like they're actually feeling solitude or healing or what these two people are going through. Good work. Fahim Sayed. You know, this photo is a winner because there's a lot of power going on in this picture, and there's a politics. Since blue represents the Dalit community, right? And this is happening by itself. It's happening by itself in this picture. Nobody's wearing blue, but since they're wearing white, they are now projected as a part of certain community. And that's what the power of photography and the power of the color blue actually lies. And some people जो उसी जगह बैठे हैं, they are being reflected as yellow or other colors. But so there's this power play happening in this photograph, which I really like. Smartphone, Pallavi. Yeah, like I said, that it reminds me, I'm a big architecture fan, so it reminds me of the Bahas movement, and I wish it was not edited, but that's fine. Surprisingly, the cat is visible even in the spec. I can make it out. So good work. Deepro, Biswas. Yeah, this is coming across as a very when you put two things together and they create a different meaning. So that's what this photograph is coming across. You put A and B together who have never been placed together, and now it creates a different meaning to altogether. So just as because of the shadow of the girl, this photograph has provided a complete new meaning to the entire scenario which was unfolding there. It's almost like he's अपने आप को समर्पण करना है to the womanhood. That's what I would like to say. I wish this photograph was a little wider so they could have been in a little towards the right of the lady. But keeping that aside, it leaves me wanting to know more. What's the connection between the lady and the person who's taking the photograph? Because it's already a top angle shot. I can see the debris around. I can see the suitcase. I can see the stone on the bed. Actually, but the way this the way this woman is sleeping, almost like that she has attained this calmness in herself, is a contrast. This is the contrast of feeling which is unfolding this picture. There's chaos and this, what do we say, peace actually. There's chaos and there's peace, and then she's taking it all with. Beautiful photograph. मुझे देखना है और क्या हुआ उधर. What happened? I think there's some repair work going on.
Do you have any advice that you'd like to give all the participants, all the images that you've seen?
Yeah, try and edit only when it's required. The sky is beautiful without the clouds. The sky is beautiful without the clouds. You don't have to make it like full contrast. You add different clouds or stuff like that. Just like leave it the way it is. Minimize the editing skills, or maybe best editing वही होती है जो दिखती नहीं है कि edited है. Maybe even this photograph is edited for all you know. But since we are not able to make it out, and that's the best editing. So the time when you're editing is speaking for itself, that's the time you have to think it through once again. Yeah, the rest, I am really glad that I received some astounding entries. Very thought-provoking one. And congratulations to all the winners. Arshi, Fahim, Viraj, and all of them. And I'm really happy that we could connect via photographs.